Down syndrome. In the past, people with this birth defect were separated from their families and sent to institutions. They were called mongoloids. Society viewed them as less than human, and they received no medical care. Not everyone knows someone with Down syndrome, but everyone interacts with people who have some type of disability. My 9-year-old sister Faith has Down syndrome. I didn't know much about it before doing the research for this speech. What I do know is my sister is active, funny, healthy, and very smart. To help you better understand Down syndrome, I will describe what causes it, the common features, and the treatment of people who have it. Let's begin with looking at what causes it. The cause of Down syndrome is entirely genetic. An error occurs in the baby's gene cells are dividing, causing an extra copy of chromosome 21. This DNA error occurs completely at random. According to the Columbia Encyclopedia, 1 out of every 691 babies are born with Down syndrome in the United States. Now that you've heard what causes it, I will share the common features of this birth defect. The WebMD medical reference describes the common physical markers. Most people with Down syndrome stand out because of their flat nose bridge and their slanted eyes. They also have white dots on the colored part of their eyes, short arms and legs, small ears, a large crease across their palms, big toes that stick out, and super flexible joints. Many Down syndrome kids also have heart defects, thyroid issues, weak necks, eye conditions, and dental problems. All of them have mental delays, but many of them reach normal IQ levels. Now that you know the causes and common markers of Down syndrome, I will share how it was treated in the past compared to today. In the past, experts thought people with Down syndrome could not learn. Today, parents still fight to get an education for their child, but at least they get to live with their families. The Global Down Syndrome Association lists the history of how Down syndrome has been handled. Up to 1974, newborn babies with Down syndrome were immediately placed in institutions with horrible living conditions. Scientists did medical experiments on them, like injecting them with diseases so they could test new vaccines. In 1983, a person with Down syndrome usually lived to the age of 20. The main reason was that no surgery or medicines were provided for them. Many doctors even thought feeding them was a life-saving procedure, so they let the babies starve to death in hospitals. Today, we know these children learn to walk, talk, and read. In the US, the government now helps families pay for therapy sessions. Education options are still limited. Because you now know the causes, common features, and history, you can better understand Down syndrome and the people who have it. Down syndrome is a lifelong condition and cannot be cured or prevented. Thankfully, the way society handles Down kids is changing. People say my sister Faith has special needs. To me, she is just special, and I cannot imagine her not living with my family.